Welcome back to the news at 10. Kayode Alayode is standing by to tell us all about Muhammad Ali's funeral procession today and other sports stories in sports news.
Welcome to Sports News. Muhammad Ali has been laid to rest after a two-day funeral and farewell for beloved boxing legend and civil rights hero. Thousands lined the streets of Ali's native city of Louisville in the southern U.S. state of Kentucky to say goodbye to the three-time heavyweight world champion who died last week at the age of 74.
Outside the funeral home, the pallbearers put down the caskets covered in a cloth bearing Arabic writing and then into the limousine for its final journey. Then the procession sets off, with fans of Ali clapping, punching the air and yelling out his name. The funeral procession went through the city of Louisville.
One day you might have a street named after you. One day this might be your funeral processional, just because of the great name and just what the mark you put on him, on people worldwide.
He had time for everybody. He was never too big to stop and say hello and do whatever he could to help anybody.
His impact transcends across the world, across, communities, across the nation. So, I think that other people in other states and cities have an opportunity to understand, and I think they do understand how great Muhammad Ali really is. And, it's just a blessing, and it makes us as Louisvillians proud that he's from our city and our hometown.
The motorcade passed sites that were important to the greatest: his childhood home, the Ali Center, the Center for African American Heritage, and along Muhammad Ali Boulevard before arriving at the Cave Hill Cemetery for a private burial. Thousands witnessed Ali's funeral, including leaders from around the world, and that confirms his impact as a global hero.
We lost an icon. Somebody who was a personal hero of mine, somebody who ended up transforming not just the world of sports, but the world as a whole. The greatest, the champ, Muhammad Ali.
Ali fought in at least 12 different countries throughout his career, as well as serving as a humanitarian and activist.
And late former Super Eagles coach Stephen Keshi has been described as a man who brought integrity to Nigerian football. Keshi passed away on Wednesday at his home in Benin and has been receiving tributes for all he did for Nigerian football.
In a simple sentence, he lived an exemplary life. He made himself an example to all. In his career as a football player, as a father, an uncle, a brother, he lived an exemplary life.
Nigeria will miss Keshi greatly because he was a forthright man. Keshi always stood for the truth, no matter how bitter it was. And that was why you saw a lot of controversies during the time he was coach for Nigeria. He believed in the truth. He believed, in straightforwardness. And we are going to miss that in Nigerian football.
It's everything that is to Nigerian football, from playing to coaching. And that has left us today. There's so many lessons to be learned. Like I mentioned earlier, I wish Keshi was alive to hear the love being expressed about him today. Even those that said he should be crucified, today I admonish him and I appreciate him.
Meanwhile, the crisis rocking the Nigeria Football Federation is taking a new dimension as the ambassador Chris Giwa faction has approached a chief magistrate court in Jos Plateau State with an application for the issuance of criminal summons against the president of the Nigeria Football Federation, Mr. Amaju Pinnick, and its director of media, Ademola Olajire. Addressing a news conference in Abuja, Ambassador Giwa says the application before the magistrate court was filed following allegations made against him by the president of the Nigeria Football Federation, Mr. Amaju Pinnick, and its director of media, Ademola Olajire, that he presented a forged right of execution from a federal high court in Jos.
We make sure we got evidence of those who made that statement. And when we got those evidence, we approached a magistrate court in Jos to report those two people. That is Amaju Pinnick, Ademola Olajire. We have taken them to the court, and this is the paper of the court before me here. What we took them for is application for issuance of criminal summons against the above named accused person, pursuant to section 143 of the Criminal Procedure Code of this country. So, and by the grace of God, they'll be served any moment from now, because it's a criminal something for somebody to say you forged a document. So it's not something that we're going to take it light. So Amaju Pinnick and Ademola has to go to the court in Jos, to the magistrate court in Jos, to go and clear that. So somebody cannot just come and tell us that the court order we brought was fake. In short, it's not a small matter.
Elsewhere, the national junior tennis coach Mohammed Obali says he is pleased with the development of the sport at the grassroots level. Nigeria won bronze at the World Team Championship in Tunisia, and Ubali believes it's a product of hard work. After a fine performance at the cadet event in South Africa, 6 male players received the invitation to represent the country in Tunis. Though his team finished 6th in the Davis Cup, Ubali says the boys will learn from the experience and will work to be better. The Nigeria Tennis Federation has promised to organize tournaments that will keep the team together. And in football, the Duke of Cambridge has given his best wishes to the England squad for Euro 2016 in his capacity as president of the Football Association. Prince William joined football fans in sending a Together for England message to support the manager Roy Hodgson, his staff and squad ahead of the match against Russia in Marseille on Saturday. The Duke, who became FA president in 2006, is due to attend England's final Group B match against Slovakia in St. Etienne on June the 20th.
I wish you, your staff and the England squad all the very best for the European Championship finals in France. I know you've done everything possible to prepare in the right way, building on the hard work that has been done at Wembley, St George's Park and on the road. Like millions of fans across the country, I will be tuning into the opening game against Russia on Saturday night. An exciting performance from this team will inspire the next generation of England players and staff to go out and get involved in the game at the grassroots. I know the FA is sending the message to supporters everywhere that we are together for England. Remember, the nation is behind you. Good luck to you all.
And 3 senior athletics officials have been provisionally suspended by the IAAF Ethics Board for an alleged cover-up of Russian doping cases. The most senior is Nick Davis, who was chief of staff to IAAF President Seb Cowie, but stood down 6 months ago. The others are education official Jane Bolter Davis and IAAF medical manager Pierre Vesgania. According to the IAAF, the trio are provisionally banned in the interest of the integrity of the sport, pending an investigation into their involvement. And those are the major stories in the world of sports this hour. The rest of the news continues in just a moment with Amarachi.
A man arrested in Sudan and extradited to Italy on charges of being a top people smuggler says the authorities have got the wrong man. Timmy Tokwe Fagbemi has more on this and other foreign stories.
Lawyers said the man currently being held in jail is Medani Tesfamariam Berhi. He has been questioned by a judge and his legal situation is expected to be defined in the coming days. The reported capture of Mered Medani, dubbed the General, was hailed as a breakthrough in the fight against people smugglers who send thousands of migrants on dangerous boats to Europe. In Asia, police in Bangladesh say they have detained about 900 suspected militants following a series of attacks on minority and secular citizens. About 40 people, including secular bloggers, academics and members of religious minorities, have been killed in attacks in the past few years. Finally, a court in the Indian capital Delhi has sentenced 5 men to life imprisonment for the 2014 gang rape of a Danish woman in the city. The 52-year-old tourist was robbed and raped at knife point in January 2014. 9 people, including 3 minors, were arrested for the crime. One of the accused died, while the minors are being tried in a juvenile court. And that's the foreign news wrap-up. It's back to you, Amarachi.
Moving on to entertainment news, Waka the musical is set to make history as it finally heads to London. Details are more from Mayowa Ogundele.
Many thanks. Here are your trending entertainment stories. Former Kenny's music singer Kelly Handsome has revealed he has made peace with the numerous individuals he had frictions with during the early days of his musical career. The singer, who is known to relish his confrontations with the Chocolate City Group and the now defunct Mohit Records, has just dropped a comeback track. And he said he's open to working with the people he once had issues with within the industry.
And when I close my eyes, all I see is you and the things you do to me. So that be surprised when I call you out, you say.
Still on music, acclaimed singer Sound Sultan has added on another feather to his cap as he takes on an ambassadorial role for the environment. The singer, who earlier diversified into filming and sport, is looking to harness his fan base to preach about environment-friendly propaganda. And the highly successful stage musical Waka by Bolanle Austin Peters will make record as the first Nigerian production to make it to the highly revered English theatrical stages in the West End. Waka the musical is a thrilling tale of 4 friends who set off to find themselves in the real world after graduating from university. DJ Spin also has the official video for his new single titled Package. The video features HK and Act, Davido, and producer Dalby, as well as cameos by a number of celebrities. The video was shot on location in Lagos.
If you know, get the package, don't come close, no cost for my package.
DJ Real is out with the visuals to his previously released collaborative single Lagos Girl featuring Juma B. The Dr. Neil directed video was shot on the streets of Lagos.
Everywhere she be my Lagos girl. When you enter Oba, she standing with the banda. Omo to show, omo to civilize. Omo to two-face, ole go to commonize. Yeah, omo to go one analyze. Omo to DJ Real, what to criticize. You are my one in a million girl. You be my solid star, yeah.
And that's it on Entertainment News. Many thanks for watching. Let's head back to the minis.
And the main news again. Militants group the Niger Delta Avengers today claimed responsibility for the bombing of another crude oil pipeline belonging to Ajib ENI in Bayelsa State. The attack on pipelines has been condemned by another group of militants from Cross River and Akwa Ibom states. Also, suspects in the June 2nd murder of Mrs. Bridget Agbaime over blasphemy were today arraigned by the police in Kano before a Kano magistrate court. The key suspects, Dauda Ahmed and 4 others, were presented before Justice Abubakar Jibrin on a 4-count charge, which they all denied. That's it on the news at 10 tonight. Thank you for watching. I am Amarachi Ubani. Good night.